Hi, welcome to Soup Stone at Home again. It's a bit gray and gross outside, and I started thinking about kind of Hygge comfort soups, and one that I haven't made yet is French onion soup. When I had the cafe, I always kind of wanted to have French onion soup on the menu, but for different logistical reasons, it just didn't seem possible. But it's one that I really love. One thing that I do find with French onion soup is that it's so rich. The portions are usually way too big for me. So what I thought I'd do today with you is to make a small batch, just a tiny batch, just enough to make a couple cups of it, or just enough for you and maybe another person. I actually don't know how much it's gonna make, so we'll see how it goes. What I'll go through first is what we're using. I've got 4 medium-sized onions. I've got some chives. I got some baguette. I got some Gruyere cheese. If you're gonna spend money on something in all of this, spend the extra money on the cheese. Don't be cheap with that one. Buy lots of cheap other stuff, but get expensive cheese. I got some butter. There's gonna be some flour. There's gonna be some salt. And a little bit of garlic on the crouton. And I think that's about it. So that's the ingredients. I'll start cooking. Okay, we're back. I'll do 1 onion together with you. There's no magic to this. Just lop the ends off like so. Oh my God, I'm using my soup stone board. I don't normally do that. Cut down the middle. Peel the skin off. I'm sure you all can do this already. The reason why I'm showing you this is the one thing that you'll want to check for is the end. Can you see me? The end bits. If there's those gnarly bits on the end, then just do a little tuck, tuck, and get rid of those gnarly bits. If I find a gnarly bit, I'll show you one. Okay, that's a gnarly bit. You want to take that out. So just do a little cut there, a little cut there, and just whoop, and just hello, and just take it out. Good. When you're cutting the onions, nothing too scary or dramatic. Just slice them thin and slice them along that side. So this is the end bits this way. Go that way. Sorry. Okay, onions done. Just a few tears going on. I'm going to put in a little bit of butter. Not all recipes for French onion soup include butter, but I'm putting it in. Boop. So that's in. I've got this on a medium heat. I like doing this at home in some ways because my cooktop is so shit. I can't tell you exactly a temperature. I can't say it's number 4, number 3. It's just a medium to low heat. You want to brown the onions, but you don't want to certainly burn them. So if you feel like it's getting out of control and they're getting a little bit too dark, then turn the heat down. This is something that you should take your time with. It shouldn't go too quickly. Sorry. So a little bit of butter in, and we're gonna put some olive oil in. I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons should be fine. And then we're gonna go in with the onions. Like I said, chop them fairly thin, and they should come out looking something like that. And they all just go in. Boop. Boop. Get that going. You'll want to pay attention to what you're doing here. Don't go off to play with the kids or to do whatever it is that you do when you're not paying attention. You'll want to stick with this for a little bit and treat the onions with, there it is. Treat the onions with a little bit of respect. So give that a stir. This is going to take some time, so I'll come back when it's starting to get going and show you what it should look like. Okay, onions are on their way. They're not done. I just wanted to show you what stage you should be at. One fun fact while we're doing this, if I had to pick 5 of my favorite smells ever, frying onions would be certainly in the top 5. I really love that smell. So these are just kind of getting soft and mushy now. You can see that, but there's no brown on those. They're just soft now. So you're not done. I'll come back when they're brown. So this is called French onion soup. So the onion part is obviously important. I just was stirring my onions and it's starting to go brown and I started to panic a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too hot. As soon as you feel uncomfortable, this is a low and slow process. So as soon as you start feeling a little bit freaked out, just turn the heat down as soon as it happens. And then if you start really freaking out and panicking, then take it off the heat, continue to stir it, and put it back on. Okay? Okay, and we are back. Part of this process that I like is that we can make mistakes together. I'll show you this. So this is cooked down a lot, more than I expected, and it's brown. And there are what do you call that? There's really dark brown. Can you see them? Not burny bits, but dark brown bits on the bottom. So this cooked down more than I thought it would, but like I said, I knew I was only going to make 2 very small portions, so I think we'll still be okay. I lied to you at the beginning of the video. Sorry, adjustment. I lied to you at the beginning of the video. There's ingredients that I forgot to tell you about. One thing that you can use is a sherry wine. I don't have sherry wine, but I do happen to have sherry wine vinegar. And again, vinegar will add a lot to the flavor, but you have to be super careful not to put in too much. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons and see how that goes. Just cook that off a little bit, whether it's the sherry wine or whether it's the vinegar, just cook it off. Because we're doing, such a small portion, that'll cook off very quickly. I am gonna add some flour. Depending on the recipe that you've looked up or that you've had experience with, sometimes there's no flour, sometimes there is flour. I'm gonna put a little bit in. Just 1 tablespoon is enough, I think. I'm gonna stir that around just to cook it off. Doesn't take long, just 20 seconds or something like that. You just want to cook the flour off a bit. And the other thing I lied to you about was the stock for this, which is what we made the other day, is the bone broth. So I've got a bunch of bone broth here. I have to be a bit careful now not to have too much liquid. So I'm going to take this bone broth. Stand by. So onions, butter, a little bit of salt, sherry wine vinegar, flour. I think we're good to go. I'm going to go in with some bone broth. And same kind of rule that we've used all along. I just want to cover the content. So it doesn't matter what type of soup we're making, whether it's French onion or whether it's a stew or whatever. When you're adding the water, you just want it to cover whatever's in there. And this cooked down so much, there was only about that much in there. So I'm not going to add too much bone broth. And again, I'm just making 2 small portions here. And this is an experiment, so we can do whatever we want, more or less. When you are stirring this, make sure all those little brown cakey bits that were on the bottom, make sure you give the bottom of the pot a good stir and scoop up, but scrape off all those little jammy bits on the bottom. You can actually see them on the spoon there. Boop. Okay, and we're back. The other 2 things that I lied to you about were we're going to add a couple other funny things in here. One of them is a little bit of soy sauce. I have to mention, because we're doing such small portions, if this is bubbling like crazy, then turn it down. It should only be a gentle kind of boil right now, a gentle simmer. It shouldn't be going crazy. If you had more volume, if you did double the portion, then it's okay, but it should just be a gentle boil right now. So one thing we're gonna add in small amounts, again, because it's such a small batch, soy sauce. Don't say, Stephen, are you crazy? Whatever, I don't wanna hear it. A little bit of soy sauce. It's not gonna make it taste like Asian French onion soup. It's just gonna give it some depth that's not possible using just normal salt or whatever. And your other thing that you're gonna use, is fish sauce. I know that we talked about fish sauce before, and that some people like it, some people don't. It doesn't matter whether you like it. You're not drinking fish sauce by itself. And if I didn't tell you it was in there, you would never know. So just put it in and don't tell anybody. So we'll do that. We'll give it a stir. We want to give this a quick taste just to make sure that we're on the right path to deliciousness. So we'll have a quick taste of that. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna add a little. Want a little bit more salt in that, so I'm gonna add a little bit more soy sauce, but no more than that. And I am gonna add just a little bit more fish sauce, so one more of these, and that's it. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to that, and see how we go now. So we'll have another quick taste. Bear with me. Shit, that's hot. Yeah, I would say I almost put too much salt in that, but I didn't. It's perfect. It tastes really good. I'm gonna turn the heat right down now. I don't want that to cook down anymore because we still have to do our croutons and bake them and all the rest of it. And that flavor is good right now. So I don't want it to cook down anymore and get more salty. So either turn it right down or take it off the heat, and we'll do the next elements next, and then we can reheat it before we plate it. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute and we'll start our crouton. Okay, we're back for the crouton part, the bread. Size, it doesn't really matter what's going on. You know, when you get your final cup, you're gonna wanna put one probably in the bottom, and then you're gonna wanna put a couple on top. So as long as, it depends on the size of the bowl that you're using. If you're using a bigger bowl, you'll need more, or bigger pieces. So that you'll have to figure out on your own. I just have a little bit of olive oil and some butter in here. And so I'm just gonna brush these quickly. If you do not have a brush, it does not matter. You can do this any way you want. It doesn't matter that much. So get that on there. And then I'm gonna put these in the oven until they're toasted. I don't feel that I need to give you instructions on the toasting part. I've just put mine on my oven onto broil. And I'm gonna put them in there and try not to forget them. Okay, we're back again. No movie magic. We've toasted our croutons. They look like that. This seems a bit poncy to me, but I'm gonna rub a little bit of garlic on there. I think this is the first time in my life that I've bothered doing this, but it's Hygge soup. And Hygge soup requires that we take these little opportunities to do what we can. So I'm just gonna rub a bit of garlic on those. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference or not, but we'll find out. And next we are going to start building our soup after the cheese is grated. Okay, we're all set. We've got grated cheese, we've got croutons with our Hygge garlic on there. We've got our soup that we've heated up to a gentle boil again. And I've got some really coarsely cracked black pepper. So let's put these together. And you can do this any way that you want, really, but I'm gonna put a little crouton on the bottom. I'm gonna put a little cheese on the bottom, not too much because these are such small portions. I'm gonna take some of my hot soup. That's gonna go on. Oops. This is not working. I would suggest that if you are making this, maybe we'll do it again, that way you make a bigger, definitely make a bigger portion. Because you can always freeze that liquid down. And that frozen liquid will be like gold. That'll be really nice. And you can do a couple different things with it. So we got some cheese in there. I'm gonna put some fresh, coarsely cracked pepper just on the top there. I'm gonna put some more croutons on here. like that. That one. Maybe we'll break this one up. If they don't want to fit, if they don't want to play nicely, we'll break them up a little bit. And that's that. I think that'll work out. We'll see how it goes. So then we'll just put lots of pepper on, or sorry, put lots of cheese on the top of that. And then we're more or less done. I'm gonna put a little bit more cheese on that one. I'm gonna put them under the broiler, and then we'll be back together to see the final result. Okay, and we are done. They've been under the broiler for a while. They're looking, I would say they're looking good. These are really, I want to use the word cute, but they're quite sexy as well. You know, if you've got having a dinner party or whatever, like these small portions I think are way better than a big bowl. And then you can have something else. So that's the finished product. That's it. That's your Hygge French onion soup. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.